So now we're going to talk about the morning routine. So my clients who took on doing this routine every morning, 7 days a week, without fail, waking up 10 minutes early so they can do this, found they had, on average, about a 70% better success rate as far as reaching their weight loss goals. So this has a lot to do with weight loss, and it has a bunch of benefits that contribute to that. One of them is that this shakes up the lymphatic system, which is the body's waste system. So first thing in the morning, it gets the body's sewer system pumping so it can get waste from the cells to where it needs to go. 2, it's going to move the digestive tract in a way that will actually promote a healthy bowel movement first thing in the morning. 3, it's going to have, are we on 3? I don't know what number we're on. But anyway, it's going to work out every muscle in the body. I designed this routine so that even if you did nothing else for the rest of the day, and I hope that you do, but even if you couldn't, if you ran out of time, you're still going to make sure that you're getting all your major muscle groups taken care of. And it's going to work on some flexibility, and it's going to work on some cardiovascular. So it's really just an overall 10-minute bam, this is what you need to have your body work in the way that it needs to be working. First thing in the morning, gets your energy up, gets your metabolism going. It'll wake you up, it'll warm you up if it's cold in the winter. It's just going to get you moving. So here we go. It starts with the fundamental yoga pose, downward facing dog. And even if you've never done yoga before, that's totally fine. Here's what this looks like. We'll start off on one leg at a time. So hands on the ground, about shoulder width apart. Lift yourself up onto one foot. I'm driving my heel towards the ground. This standing leg is straight. Trying to bring my chest closer to my knee. So in general, you're trying to bring your body into a V shape. I'm bringing my chest closer to my knee, pressing into my hands, press that heel on the ground, stretching the back of the leg. Then we're going to switch sides after about, anywhere between 10 and 20 seconds. Go into the other leg. Again, heel moving toward the ground, chest pressing towards the knee. This other leg, you can do whatever you want with it. I just wrap it kind of behind the ankle there. Press the chest towards the knee. There's something about being upside down like this. First thing is going to get a lot of blood and oxygen to your brain. A lot of benefits to being inverted. Great. And then I'm just going to put both feet on the ground. Hands shoulder width apart. My feet are hip width apart. Both legs straight. Trying to bring my chest close to my knee. Pressing heels back in the ground. Full overall body stretch. Again, 10 to 20 seconds, depending on what you need in the morning. Now from there, just drop the knees. The knees are hip width apart. Line up the knees directly under your hips. Line up your wrists directly under your shoulders. And then we're going to go into cat-cow stretch. This is another yoga pose, and this one's linked to breathing. So when I breathe in, I'm going to mimic a cow with my stomach hanging down here. And then when I exhale, I'm going to mimic a cat, arching my back. So again, breathe in, inhale through the nose, lift your head and neck, drop your stomach towards the ground, relax your stomach, lift your tailbone up in the air, exhale, round your back, tuck your tailbone in towards your chest, drop your head and neck. Inhale, cow pose, relax your stomach, exhale, tuck your tailbone, draw your back up. This is the one that really moves the digestive tract and helps, bring you closer to that morning constitutional. Deep breath in, exhale. And I want you to do that 6 times. So a total of 6 inhales, 6 exhales. Great. Then moving on, we get in the movement, going into jumping jacks. We're just going to do 40 standard PE class jumping jacks. I apologize that my head's probably cut off the video right now. You might notice first thing in the morning, this might get you a little gassy. That's fine. Just let it rip. A few words about jumping jacks. You want to make sure that you're coming down on slightly bent legs. You don't want to be landing on a straight leg. Bring your arms up, all the way over your head each time. And if this is in any way causing discomfort on your ankles or knees, at first you can do a modified jumping jack, which is just stepping out to each side as you bring your hands overhead. Great, so hands go out as legs come out, hands come in as legs come in. So we're going to do 40 jumping jacks, then we're coming down
hitting the floor for push-ups. Now, you do push-ups at whatever level you're at. You're going to do 2 sets of 10 with just a small break in between. Eventually, what we're trying to do is get yourself up on one leg. So you're going to do 10 push-ups, one leg, and switch 10 push-ups on the other leg. Now, a couple words about push-ups. One, you want your hands to be slightly wider than shoulder width apart, and you want to keep them down so they're even with your chest. A lot of people get into push-ups where they're using all their shoulders, and their hands are kind of way up here by their shoulders, which for some people seems a little easier. That's just because they have an underdeveloped chest. So we really want to bring those down even with the chest. Keep your body in a straight line, belly button pulled in. You can be up on one leg, you can have both legs down. If you need to, you can have your knees down at the beginning as you get used to these. With your knees, you just want to make sure that your whole body is moving as a unit, right? I don't want to put my knees down and then kind of do this thing with my tush-up in the air. Keep your butt down. So see how my whole body's rocking with that. So again, 20 push-ups, you can break it up, 2 sets of 10, working towards 2 sets of 10, a set of 10 on each foot, right? After push-ups, just flip around. We're going into a leg raise. Face this way. So here's the eventual goal, is to do 10 repetitions where I'm bringing my legs up as high as they'll go, trying to keep them as straight as possible. Feet flexed, so I'm getting a bonus stretch in the back of the legs. Again, I'm trying to bring my toes toward that back wall. Now, you might not be able to prop yourself up on your hands right away. You might need to do this down on your elbows, which would be a little easier. This is working lower abdominals, right? And also giving you a really good stretch at the same time. And if that's even too difficult, then you might need to start recline, just laying down, head and neck, bringing the legs back, peeling the tailbone off the ground. And again, we're working up towards being able to recline like that. Okay? Then from there, just lay back down, and we're going into a abdominal crunch. Now, the thing with the crunch that I want you to focus on, most people do a crunch and they bring their face, they bring their whole body that way forward. And I want you to think about bringing it straight up toward the ceiling. So you're lifting as much of your back off the ground, bringing it straight up toward the ceiling. That's really going to engage the full abdominal wall, and not just the top 2 abdominals, right? So straight up in the air, and then relax it back down. Every time you come up, and we're going to do 10 of these, by the way, every time you come up, try to make sure you stand as far up as you can go before coming back down. So there's almost like a little hold there at the top where you're like push, and come back down. And again, 10 of those abdominal crunches. And don't worry if you haven't been taking notes, I'm going to go back and review the whole thing really quick at the end here. All right, 2 more exercises. Next, we're going to go into a reverse fly. So what I want you to do is tabletop your back, which is try to make your back as flat as possible. Bend the knees, stick your butt out flat back like it's a table. And then you're going to raise your arms out to the side as high as they'll go and relax them back down. So here's what that looks like. From the front, arms as high as they'll go and relax them back down. We're working on all the muscles of the back now, the rhomboids, a little bit of lats, the rear delts. A word about the arms. The body's going to want to do this, which is a lot easier. It recruits more of the lats and less of your rhomboids. So the body's going to want to do that, and I want you to make sure that your arms stay perpendicular to the body, so they're coming straight out. And again, we're going to do 10 of those, and then 10 more reps of a squat. So feet shoulder width apart, slight turnout, keeping the weight pressed in your heels. You're going to sit back, you can do anything you want with your hands. You might want to stick them out in front of you to counterbalance. Try to keep your chest up as high as it'll go. Lowering yourself down as close as you can to your thighs, your upper thighs parallel to the floor. Upper thigh, there's not a lower thigh, just letting you know. Again, weights in the heels. I'm sticking my butt out, trying to keep as much weight behind me as possible. Driving that weight down to my heels. You can almost peel your toes up. If you're doing a squat correctly, the toes don't have a lot of weight in them at all. It's all being supported by that bone structure down to your heel. Then you do 10 squats, and boom, you're done, and you're ready to go.